pancreas, your spleen, your whole body, your brain needs 600 calories a day just to function. So stop and think about that. Here everybody's on this diet, and it's like, oh, I lost so much weight. It's like, yeah, right. It's called starvation. You're not even giving your vital organs the nutrients, the calories, the caloric intake that they need in order to function.
Right.
So, I don't know. You don't hear about it anymore. It's one of those things. They kind of rotate in and they rotate out. It boils down to you need to eat quality food. If you eat better, if you watch what you're eating, eggs need to be, there's nothing wrong with having eggs in your diet. Nothing at all. The poor little egg was beat up pretty bad for a lot of years, decades, till it was found out that, oh, wait a minute, no, these eggs are not going to cause you to have high cholesterol. The poor little egg was beat up forever.
Right.
It's just like coconut oil was taken out of everything years ago because they insisted it was a bad fat. And in the meantime, they created fake fat, and push in genetically modified corn oil and rose canola oil to the top that comes from rapeseed, which is a toxin. So it's like, wow. Yeah, get back to your coconut oil, okay?
Right,
Palm oil as well, and like I talked about last week, they have a really high smoke rate, so they handle a higher level of heat. So that what you do the majority of the time by eating well, the majority of the time, allows you to have something that's fried once in a while. You're going to be okay. You can't live on a diet of fried food, but if you have palm oil and, hey, you want some Maryland crab cakes? Yum. Them babies need to be a little fried. So, break out the palm oil or the coconut oil. Yum. But, so it's what you do the majority of the time that counts, that allows you to be able to be human. Maybe you're invited over somebody's house. You don't disrespect the hostess. If the hostess has made something that you normally don't eat, you can still have a little bit of that.
Sure.
Sure. Don't make them upset, because it's like, I'm Italian, grew up in an Italian family. My great grandma was in the restaurant business 48 years. And if you were over at your friend's house and you'd had something because you had to eat there because her nana put something out in front of you, and you couldn't tell her no, so you would eat it. And, then you show up over at your grandma's house and, oh, I just made homemade raviolis. And, oh, there's some salsiccia there. And she fixes you up this plate and she sits it down in front of you. And I'm going to tell you something. You are going to find somewhere for that to go in your stomach. Because the last thing you wanted to do was crush your grandmother's feelings by telling her that, sorry, I just ate over at my friend's grandma's house, and I'm not hungry.
You don't do that to grandma.
It's like, yeah.
Grandma beat you just like mom would.
Yeah. She had a ravioli roller. I have the ravioli roller now. It just hangs in my kitchen. It's about 3 feet long.
Wow.
It's
wow.
It's a serious piece of wood. If she picked that thing up, it was like, okay.
You knew you were in trouble.
Oh, yeah. She never. It was always the threat,
Right.
Well, hit the ravioli brother. It's like, hey, no, please don't. So, but again, back to good foods. And hey, when you're juicing, I've talked a lot about kale, but kale is and I've warned you too in past shows. If you're going to be juicing, be careful with the kale.
Right. And
1 or 2 leaves. That's it, because it will really overpower what you're doing.
And plus, I always thought there was 2 other good ones.
Oh, it's so easy. The organic spring mix, a couple handfuls of that, handful of organic spinach.
Right, but never make more than what you're going to drink.
That's right.
Within an hour, right? Is that right?
A couple of hours.
Or a couple of hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, because it starts breaking down.
It does. It starts losing its nutrients. So, a lot of those things that you see at the stores, hey, they're great if you're on the road. They're great if you're in a hurry or something. But one of the things to do is always, it's so easy to make it at home and throw all that stuff together. And one of the things that has come out literally on the top of analyzing different foods, the number one at the top is watercress.
Oh, I love watercress.
Watercress is, it's not pungent, it's not overpowering, it has a really nice flavor to it. So, adding watercress to your juicing regime is highly beneficial. And Kill actually came out about 15th. And came out 15th in looking at the nutrient values. Let's see here. Collard greens. I had some of the best collard greens actually in San Francisco, and I lived in New Orleans. And
some of the best in San Francisco, huh?
Yeah, in San Francisco.
Wow.
But guess what? They had moved there from, I think they had moved there from Arkansas, and opened up a place in San Francisco. God, those collard greens.
I can see good collard greens in Arkansas.
Yeah. Red leaf lettuce is really high in nutrition. So, and there's red leaf, there's a variety of different greens that are in the field green mix. And my husband always says, years ago, it was like, what was that stuff? That's like stuff that I dig out of the lawnmower. So I'd always tell him, here's this lawnmower salad. Swiss chard. That's another one that's loaded with antioxidants and is an anti-inflammatory.
Oh, okay.
Swiss chard.
So that'd be a great one just to add just because of that.
Yes. Chinese cabbage. I mean, have you had those rolls that they're made with like rice and what do they call them? I can't think of them. They're, they have the bok choy and the Chinese cabbage and watercress in that, and you can put, you can add avocados and slices of carrots and stuff in it as well, and put some peppers in there if you want, red or green peppers, and then you make like a peanut sauce with fermented soy. And fermented soys are the only soys, like miso soup, and your fermented soys are the only soys to ingest. I'm sorry, soy milk is not a health product. It is not a health product.
Straight up.
No way. Bad for the thyroid.
Okay.
Interferes with thyroxine, interferes with
so
hormones.
No matter what, those soy are GMO, right?
They can be GMO, but they're not fermented. And if the soy is not fermented, it is not good for your glandular system.
Okay.
So we see a lot of soy stuff, and it's marketed as being a health food.
Well,
and I'm here to tell
my
you,
daughter fell for that
not.
one because one of her favorite snacks is the soybean that comes out of the frozen food section. So I mean, it's kind of like getting a double whammy there. Frozen plus the soy not fermented, and then actually triple whammy, more likely GMO'd.
Yeah, and beet greens, the tops of the beets, actually have far more nutrition in them than the beet does.
Really? Okay.
The beets are excellent for your liver. They're excellent for your blood. Anything in our food kingdom that's red is excellent for your blood.
Okay.
It's blood building. So beets are very, very good for building the bloodstream and for feeding and strengthening the liver. And they trigger a little mild detoxification from the liver, which is good because the liver is pretty burdened with everything that we breathe in and everything that we put on our skin and everything that we ingest. Ultimately, the liver is going to filter it.
Right.
So you want to be careful about things that you put on your skin. Don't take beautiful, wonderful, meticulously made pure essential oils and mix them with Vaseline and put it on your body.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
That's a coal tar.
Please don't do that.
That's a coal tar product. Don't mix it with baby oil. It's a coal tar product. It's a petroleum. It's a petroleum product.
Right.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all. But those little watercress and spring rolls, that's what they're called.
I was going to say spring rolls, but I wasn't sure if that's what you were...
Exact. Gosh, I love spring rolls, man. They are raw. They're fresh. They're rice wrapped, and make that peanut saucy, spicy.
But with
peanut
people
sauce,
with peanut allergies,
no, they can't do that. They can't use it. So
yeah, 'cause my grandson has a peanut allergy, and we have to really
be
careful
and
on
it's
everything.
It's hard. That's where you get to when you eat very basically.
Right.
It's those packaged foods and stuff that you've got to be really careful with when you've got somebody with peanut allergies.
Well, it's
so
very
much.
difficult, because my wife makes cookies and everything else for all the other kids, and we've got a special set of
really
pots.
feel
We bought special pots and pans that we use specifically just for him. That only certain oils can go in them, only certain foods can go in them,
right?
And,
exactly.
nothing else can. So, because we just will not take that chance of cross contamination and him getting sick. I mean, because people know allergies with peanut allergies, that can be pretty darn serious.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, we don't.
There
take
was
a chance.
a really sad story a couple summers ago, and it was in California, and it was a weekend camp with a church group, and the kids and their parents, and someone had made a dessert that had a very thin layer of peanut butter on it, and they were passed out that evening after it was dark and everybody is sitting around this big huge bonfire, and the girl was about 10, and she took one bite into it and immediately spit it out because her sensors went off and detected it and said something immediately to her father. And he picked her up and took off immediately to the car to take her to the hospital. She died in his arms before he even made it to the car.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. See, that's so scary.
It is.
That's scary.
Very.
That's why we don't take a chance with our grandson. Because it's a choice. But it is a choice. We could keep on doing what we're doing. But man, how horrible would that be for that to happen? I can't fathom. And I don't even want to fathom. I don't even want to,
It's really kind of amazing that with a gathering like that there hadn't been something
said or something.
That somebody said, hey,
what are you passing out? My daughter,
Yeah, well, is to be really, really careful and not have things that could be a problem.
Deadly.
There could be, deadly.
Even though, you're not thinking that, you're just thinking, treats, good time, which understandable,
Exactly.
Why else would you think anything else,
Yeah.
But,
exactly.
there are kids adults too, that just, that's why they had to take peanuts off of the planes, because just opening the bag, the dust that came out of the bag could trigger their fits. So that's why they had to take them off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know the uproar that it caused, but come on, man. People's lives were on the line.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I say no compromise when it comes to your life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But